Hey guys, Unreal Wheels here, and today we will be looking at the newly released title by the folks over at Kunos, Assetto Corsa Competizione. Now this game has been on the PC for a while, but as this video title displays, we will be looking at the brand spanking new release of this game on console. So without any further explanation, let's get right into this review. So when you first open up the game, you are brought up with the introductory cutscenes. And once you're past that, you're greeted with the interface that looks surprisingly similar to the one on PC. We're looking good right from the start, but that's also where things begin to get a bit finicky. When you try to set up your controller or wheel, you're brought up with a fairly complex screen that exudes unintuitiveness. But if you're a fan of the Assetto Corsa games and other simulator type games, then this should be no surprise to you. So going back to the main menus, after fiddling around with the controls a bit, we are able to hop onto the many different types of sessions that this game offers. Hopping into a practice session, I immediately noticed something. Why isn't my car moving forwards? And after a few hair-scratching moments and a bit of googling, I found out that I had left my car on manual ignition. So if you're one of those people who are as dumb as I am, remember to switch it to auto ignition. So finally, we are out on the track. Now although the graphics on my 4-year-old Xbox may not be up to date, I can tell you with confidence that this is a good looking game. The downgrade capacity of Unreal Engine 4 allows this game to look stunning no matter how slow the console, and it shows through the gameplay. The use of Unreal Engine 4 also allows for a full 24-hour day-night cycle and dynamic rain, making the most out of its graphical engine. Along with the general graphics, there are a few things that make this game really stand out as a simulator. The detail in the car and track models are stunning and one of the best seen in any racing game. And the track details are superb, easily outdoing itself with tire marks and rubber marbles on the side of the track. Also, I forgot to mention the in-cockpit lighting, also adding to the immersion of this game. As it was announced and brought with great controversy, this game is capped at 30 FPS on all consoles. Now you may be wondering, is that even playable? And I assure you that it is a lot better than it may seem. Not only does the 30 FPS cap allow the game to keep its frame rate steady, but it doesn't feel stuttery either. A video by Boosted Media explains why 30 FPS on consoles is better than 30 FPS on PC, and I'll link that video in the card above. But before you go, make sure to stick around for the rest of the review. So you may be thinking, why is there a section for sounds? So let me explain. Kunos has spent a lot of time getting the sounds for this game spot on, and their effort really shows. Not only do the cars sound like their real-life counterparts, but details in the sound design are amazing to say the least. Tire scrubbing, suspension, body flex, and gravel, yes gravel, are perfectly added into the mix of sounds to create an amazingly immersive and realistic sound experience. Now you won't believe it even if I said it, so have a listen for yourself. But before I go quiet for a second, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you are enjoying this review so far. So anyways, onto the beautiful sounds from this game. So here we are back from listening to the sounds of ACC, and on we go to talk about the AI. And I have to say, the AI is something to be impressed about. They don't bunch up going much into the first corner and are generally nicely behaved, except for the few occasional mistakes that just add to the realism. The AI like to battle among themselves, making it an entertaining experience to sit back and see who will come out on top. Overall, Kunos seem to have clearly brought over their experience from previous games to make this a worthwhile racing experience. So currently, ACC has a multiplayer quick join function that seems to work pretty well, except the lobbies at the time were pretty empty due to the fact the game just came out. So Kunos has released that they will be bringing private and public lobbies sometime in the future, so I'll be making a more in-depth video about multiplayer when that comes out. So you guys have already seen and heard the game. But the big question is now, how does it feel? Is the force feedback any good? And I've saved this topic for last because I have a few things to talk about. When it comes to setting up the game, you have to set up the steering lock manually to make sure it matches your steering wheel 1-to-1. But in my case, I've had to change the sensitivity on my wheel as well, so to make sure it matches and doesn't really cause any issues. Now this wouldn't be a problem if I had to do it just once, but sometimes it decides to forget in between sessions, or the settings are a bit different between each car. So Kunos, please give that a look. From there we go on to tweaking the force feedback settings, which is a pretty simple affair. You have a simple gain setting, which is generally simple to set up, just make sure to avoid clipping, an artificial road setting that I left at 0, and an adaptive dampening setting, which I actually liked a lot. So on to how it feels to drive, and what did you really expect out of an Assetto Corsa game? It's vaguely reminiscent of its first game, although it does seem to have a few things here and there that are a bit different, yet possibly better than the original game. But I know there's been a lot of talk surrounding the force feedback of ACC, but I think the only thing that's really important is that it's informative. And informative this game's force feedback is. So before I end this review, I want to talk about a few other small things that I didn't really mention before in the review. So one of which is going to be the overall driving experience. So in a regular racing sim, it's generally just going to be driving. But in ACC, there's a lot more than just driving. There is traction control to manage, ABS to manage. There are a whole bunch of things to go through while playing ACC, and all of that kinda just adds to the satisfaction of playing the game. Making changes on the fly during, say, weather conditions or strategy changes just makes it feel a bit more like a proper racing simulator. You really feel like you're in the driver's seat and actually changing something that could be meaningful in your life. Although we all know that racing is just a big scam. But anyways, the next thing I'd like to talk about is the livery editor in ACC. So I think a nice touch that they added to ACC as compared to some other hardcore sims is a nice little livery creator where you can kind of just make a car with colors and things, which is pretty fun in my opinion, which is where you saw the white, blue, and gold Audi in Unreal Wheels branded colors, which is just a nice small addition. So, what's my final verdict? Should you buy this game? Well, I don't think there's a simple answer, but I can tell you whether you might be interested. If you're a casual player who's looking for a refined game that's simple to use with no bugs, you might want to hold off for a bit. But if you're a hardcore enthusiast who's looking for the most accurate GT3 simulation, then this game is pretty much for you. And if you're someone like me, who pre-ordered the game before a second glance, then no need to worry, cause in my opinion, it was worth every penny. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button down below, and if you really enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button and stay notified for more videos like this. Anyways, thank you for watching and hope you have a wonderful day.